All right, everybody, I want to do this video, so let's get into it. So some might be wondering, what is the suspension? How does the ride feel on the Ford F250 for 2024? And I will tell you, so let's start with the solid front axle. So we're looking at this right here. There's your radius arms right there. And, you know, this obviously helps soak up a lot of the bumps, the shocks, and like I said, they're super stiff, and I personally like the ride. It's definitely rough. It really is rough sometimes, and like I said, I don't think that's a bad thing. I kind of like it because it kind of keeps you on your toes, you know, and kind of keeps you engaged. And I just, like I said, I like that, but that may not be something that you like. So it's going to ride significantly worse than a half ton, I guess. But there are times where I feel like this ride's better than the half ton. Like, I feel like the bumps are, you feel them, but they don't, like, you don't feel like the truck is like braking, you know, you feel like it's able to handle it, because I think the solid front axles also help. So, you know, obviously it's very heavy feeling, the steering and all that. And I think these shocks also make a huge difference, because I don't know if I can touch it without burning, I don't know. They're pretty stiff, like they don't budge. You know, of course, I barely touched it, but, and these shocks are pretty good too. These are the FX4 shocks, and I think that may give you a little bit more rough ride, but I like the rough ride. So let's go on to the leaf springs. And this is the part that I was surprised about. Of course, this is your lighter part of the truck, but these leaf springs are pretty heavy duty. They're pretty thick, and these are filthy. I need to get them cleaned. And I will tell you, there's a lot of back end hop from this, more so than I noticed on like a Chevy ZR2 that I had, or even on my F150 that I had. You get a lot of this back end hop, which is not uncomfortable, but some people might find it weird. But that's kind of how trucks ride. But I do notice it a lot with this, more so than I noticed it on any other truck I've had. You know, and I don't know if that's just because, like I said, it is definitely noticeable, and you know, I don't think it's a bad thing, but the front suspension I think rides a lot better, and yeah, so that's what I just wanted to talk about.